Hi children, today we are going to discuss about reflection of light at curved surfaces. In earlier classes only we know the information about plane mirrors and real image, virtual image, all information we know. Plane mirrors always gives inverted image, that information also we know. And what is the angle of incidence, what is angle of reflection, that also we discussed in earlier classes. And also we know the law of reflection of light. And what is the law of reflection of light? A light ray incident at an angle with the normal at the point of incidence will get reflected, making equal angle with the normal. That means angle of reflection always equal to the angle of incidence. That is law of reflection. And one more thing I want to ask you, are you getting any doubt about the law of reflection is suitable for curved surfaces or not? Yes, it is exactly suitable for curved surfaces also. For plane surfaces and curved surfaces, both law of reflection satisfies. The first law of reflection is satisfied by curved surfaces also. So for that, first we need to understand about normal line. For plane surfaces, it is very easy to find the point at any point for plane surfaces, but curved surfaces it is difficult because we have more normal lines for curved surfaces. For each and every incident line we have different normal line, different reflected lines. So from that, the point where all the normal lines interact, that point is called center of curvature. So from that point we can draw a plane. That plane is called principal axis of the mirror. The horizontal line which shows in the figure which passes through the center of the curvature of pole is called principal axis of the mirror. Here we have, so this is center of curvature where all the normal lines intersect. That is called the center of curvature. And the distance between these pole and the center of curvature is called radius of curvature. We denoted that with symbol R. About light. In 6th class you studied about light. So what is the light? Light is a form of energy which gives us sensation. Afterwards you know about shadows and images. So for shadows, no need to understand any concept, only objects we need to understand shadows. Those may be opaque objects, transparent objects, like that. So light rays are always follows in a straight line path, and while coming to the opaque objects, shadows will forms. And coming to the images, we need mirrors. So for understanding the concept of image, first you need to understand about reflection. Reflection means when a light falls on any mirror and rebounds back. That is called as reflection. And mirrors are also of different types: plane mirrors and curved mirrors. In 7th class you studied about these type of mirrors, and in the 8th class you studied about laws of reflection. In earlier classes only you studied about light. So coming to the light definition, light is a form of energy which gives us sensation to your eyes. So that is light. It is a form of energy which gives us sensation to our eyes. And afterwards you studied in that class only about shadows and images. While coming to the shadows, only objects we need: transparent, opaque, translucent. For understanding that concept, shadows, you need to understand about different types of objects like transparent, opaque and translucent. And for coming to the opaque objects, only shadows will form. In 6th class only you studied about images. Different types of images are there. Those are real images and virtual images. Before going to that type of images, first we need to understand how images will form. By using mirrors, by reflection we can get images. Reflection means when light falls on any object, that may be a mirror, and rebounds back, is called reflection. For reflection, different types of mirrors are useful. Those are plane mirrors and curved mirrors. In 7th class you studied about that curved mirrors. By taking a ball and cut into 2 pieces, like that we understood that bulged in, bulged out surfaces. Bulged in surfaces are concave mirrors and bulged out surfaces are convex mirrors. So afterwards I will explain all those. And in 7th class, 8th class you studied about laws of reflection also. Light always selects the path which takes only least time. So from that we can get incident angle is equals to reflected angle. Before going to understand this, first we need to understand about a normal line. What is a normal line? While coming to the plane mirrors, incident ray falls on any point on the surface of the plane mirror. From that it rebounds back as reflected ray. At that point we can draw a perpendicular line. That line is normal line. Here before we discussed about that law of reflection. Angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. That means the incident ray and the reflected ray both makes an equal angle with normal line. That is the first law of reflection, and it is satisfied by plane mirrors. And you are also getting any doubt about this, I think, because is it suitable for spherical mirrors also or not? Yes, it is also suitable for spherical mirrors, but it is difficult to understand how spherical mirrors are satisfies that laws of reflection. So because it is very difficult to find that normal lines for spherical mirrors because of an uneven surface. Different paths are there for different incident rays and different reflected rays. While coming to the plane mirrors, all incident rays are in the same plane and all reflected rays are also in the same plane. But coming to the spherical mirrors, incident rays, for example, one ray is incident here and reflects back like this. This is one path, and another ray incidents here. This is different path. So path here will comes, and while here the path like this. So the paths are different. Different paths are there for different incident rays. So for that it is difficult to understand normal lines. But here also laws of reflection is suitable. And here coming to the spherical mirrors, two types of spherical mirrors are there, concave and convex mirror. And both the mirrors we have center of curvature, focus, pole. So first we need to understand about these three things. Coming to the pole, it is the midpoint of the mirror. That may be convex or concave mirror. The midpoint of the mirror is pole, and the focus is the point at which all the reflected rays or interact. That point intersect. That point is called focus. All the reflected rays are intersect at a point. That point is called focus. And center of curvature is the point where all the normal lines are converged, or all the normal lines are intersect. That point is called center of curvature. And while coming to the concave mirror, the center of curvature we can understood easily, because all the normal lines intersect at a point. That point is called as here center of curvature, and it is also the center of the sphere. Center of the sphere is also this, and here only all the normal lines intersect, and the distance between these two is radius of curvature. We can denote that with capital R, radius of curvature. And coming to the focus, this is the point where all the reflected rays meet on the principal axis, that is focus F, and it is exactly off in this R. That means R is equals to 2F. Pole is the midpoint of the mirror. I think you understood all. Okay, I think all these points you can understand. And coming to the convex mirror, all the normal rays are divergent. Here all the normal lines are convergent. Coming to the concave mirror, all the normal lines are convergent. And coming to the convex lens or convex mirror, all the normal lines are divergent, and we are extending those to get point center of curvature, focus, all these things. And next we are going to talk about how images are formed by using these spherical mirrors. Real image, virtual image. First you need to understand some differences between these two types of images. Real image. First and best example I want to give you is, by using concave mirrors we can get real images, and virtual image is formed by convex and our regular life plane mirrors. Whatever the images we are seeing in our daily life in the mirrors, those are virtual images. And coming to the real images, the movies, the projector showing, and photocopies which we are using as photos in our life, and our phone photos, those are also comes under real images. And one more point I want to clear you, inverted means reverse, don't confuse here. Erected means thin images. Diminished means small, don't confuse here. Erected and an upright position. If the image is formed a thin and not that much clear, upright position, or big in size, large in size, length, large in length, is called erected image. And diminished means small in size. Small in size. You should understood this point first. This is the thing I want to explain you. And coming to the next point, I want to explain you next the ray diagrams first. Ray diagrams of the convex ray diagrams. First I want to explain you ray diagrams for concave mirror. We can draw different ray diagrams for the spherical mirrors. So first ray diagram for concave mirror is, take a concave mirror, and this is the principal axis, this is pole, this is center of curvature, this is focus, and the parallel ray coming and incident. It reflects through focus. This is the first ray diagram for concave mirror. That means the ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis is reflects back through focus. Principal axis. Understand here, I think you can understand. And like this, the parallel ray incident always reflects back through focus. This is reflected ray, this is also reflected ray, this is incident ray. Parallel to the principal axis, which are the incident rays which are parallel to the principal axis always reflects back through focus. This is the first ray diagram. First point you should understand. And the rays which are coming and incident from the center of curvature always rebounds back in the same path. Always rebounds back in the same path. This is the incident ray and reflected ray both. This is the second point you should understand. And coming to the next, third diagram. So the rays which are passing through focus, which are incident through focus, are reflected parallel to the principal axis. The rays which are passing through the focus are reflects back in parallel path to the principal axis. This is the third one. These three are the ray diagrams for the concave mirror, and we can draw all these three commonly. Here understand one thing, the rays, for example, the rays which are coming through focus are rebounds back parallel to the principal axis. This is reflected ray, this is incident ray, this is reflected ray. The ray which is coming through focus and incident is reflects parallel to the principal axis, like this, downwards also. From focus it is incident, and parallel to the principal axis it is reflecting back. These are the three ray diagrams for the concave mirror. While drawing all these commonly, we can draw like this. I am writing differently and drawing differently. See here, and this is concave mirror. I am taking, don't confuse here, Nana. Here this is the center of curvature, this is the focus, and this is the pole. First ray diagram I am drawing. All three I will draw. The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis will reflects through focus, and the ray which is coming through center of curvature reflects back in the same path, and the ray which is incident through focus reflects back in the parallel path to the principal axis. These are the three ray diagrams you should understand for concave mirror. Here all the normal lines are interacting here. All the normal lines are interacting here. This is the center of curvature, and here all the incident rays all the reflected rays which are meeting at the focus, that is focus. So one more thing I want to explain you. image distance and object distance. What is image distance and what is object distance? Image distance and object distance. Image distance is denoted by V and object distance is denoted by U. Object distance means, for example, I am taking any object. Here I am taking an object candle. So here we are considering all from this point P. All distances from point P. So this is object distance. So here we can get an image. Here I am taking object and the image of this object here will forms, I think. So this is from point, focal point also. Here also we can consider that focal point to that image. This is image distance V. This is object distance U. I think all the basic points are covered. So next I would like to explain about ray diagrams for convex mirror. Ray diagrams for convex mirror. So coming to the convex mirror, first the ray, which is, this is convex mirror. That means convex mirror is bulged out. This is coated portion. Don't confuse children. Coated portion. This is mirror. So rays will come from this side. So for best understanding, I am redrawing this like this. For your best understanding, I am drawing like this. So this is coated portion, because this is convex lens, convex mirror, not concave. So the ray diagrams I am drawing. First ray diagram as it is before we drawn, like that only here I am drawing. So the ray which is parallel to the principal axis always rebounds in the upward direction. All the incident rays which are coming from the source are upward direction, rebounds back in the upward direction coming to the convex mirror. Here while we are extending these like this, these are interacting at focus point. Is it clear? While coming to the convex mirrors, you should extend all those. So here normal line we can draw in between this, perpendicular to this plane. Normal line. While we are extending like this, we can get a center of curvature C. All these normal lines are interacting at point C, that is center of curvature. This is the center of this sphere. This is focus. All the incident rays are meet at this point. All the incident rays are meet at this point. This is the extension for these. Don't confuse. This is normal line. Normal line. This is reflected ray. Reflected ray. We are extending this. Reflected ray. Extending this. This is incident ray. The incident ray which is parallel to the principal axis rebounds back. The extension of that is going through focus. This is the first ray diagram for concave mirror. Next ray diagram for concave mirror. Here concave mirror I am drawing like this only for your best understanding. And the ray which is coming through center of curvature, that means the ray which is falling, the extension ray is passing through center of curvature, always rebounds back in the same path. This is the second ray diagram for convex mirror. Next, last and final ray diagram. This the rays which are falling through focus. Here focus we have, here center of curvature. The extension of the incident ray falling through the extension of the incident ray going through focus. These are always rebounds back parallel to the principal axis. This is reflected ray. Just understand, don't confuse. Is it clear up to here? Here one more thing I want to explain you. This is convex mirror. Convex mirror. Here this is the principal axis, center of curvature, focus and pole point P. The ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis rebounds back like this, and the extension of this line passing through the focus, and the ray, one more color I would like to use here. Just understanding, I am using different colors for understanding purpose. Don't confuse here. Next one, the rays which are incident, the extension of that through center of curvature are always rebounds back in the same path. Reflected ray is this only, and incident ray is also in the same path. And coming to the next diagram like this, the rays which are passing through focus, the rays which are passing through focus, that may be like in this manner also. So here the extension of this passing through focus, which are rebounds back parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to the principal axis. This is reflected ray, this is incident ray. So these are the ray diagrams for convex mirror and concave mirror. This is convex mirror and here ray diagrams for concave mirror. 3 commonly I drawn here, and 3 ray diagrams for convex mirror I drawn here. Just understand the concept. In the next session I will explain the remaining. And one more thing I want to explain you of the lesson over here. Thank you children. We will meet in the next session.